Okay, wonderful. Okay. So this is the Salesforce data model, the fundamental building blocks of Salesforce. If you understand the fundamental building blocks, then Salesforce will be a lot easier for you guys. Okay. So we can start from the top or from the bottom. I prefer to start at the bottom. When I do premise investigations, everything, I usually start at the asset and I work my way up back to the POP. Okay. So that's how I'm going to explain it to you guys. So don't worry if this doesn't make a lot of sense to you guys now. You will, once I show this to you in Salesforce, it would make more sense to you. I just want to quickly run through it. So you will have, if somebody places an order in an area that we've built, okay, then we go and install an asset into their homes. Okay, that asset has a serial number. Okay, so when I refer to assets, I refer to that serial number. Okay, so each connected home has an asset linked to it. Okay, each asset is linked to a premise in Salesforce. So that home that it gets installed in has an address, and that's the premise that I'm referring to. Okay. Each premise is either connected to an MDU, okay, or it's directly connected to a block. Okay. If it's an MDU premise, it would be the asset is linked to the premise is linked to the MDU is linked to the block is linked to the AG. Okay. If it's an SDU area, like all the areas that you guys have planned, then it would be an asset is linked to a premise is linked to a block, and the block is linked to an AG. So just skips the MDU stage of this. For this project, you guys will be using this one. Okay. It will always be an asset linked to a premise, linked to an MDU, linked to a block, linked to an AG. Okay. So you've got your asset, premise, MDU, block, then you've got an AG. Okay. That AG is linked to a fiber hood, and that fiber hood is linked to a POP. Okay. And if we work it from the POP downwards, you will have your project always starts with your POP. Okay. A POP can have multiple fiber hoods. So for a fiber hood is usually a suburb. So let's say we've got a POP in Meyerton, and we've got Kookris running from there. We've got Meyerton CBD running from there. We've got Riverside or something like that also running from there, and Henley on Klip. Okay, so it has multiple fiber hoods. Each and every one of those fiber hoods are split into multiple AGs. Okay, and each one of those AGs are split into multiple blocks. Okay, and each one of those blocks has multiple premises linked to it, and each premise has one asset linked to it. Keep in mind, a premise can only have one asset. It can't have two assets. Okay. So one asset per premise. If there's an additional line, so let's say they've got a cottage in the backyard, then we have to create an additional premise and link an asset to it. Okay. So that's basically how that works. In this case, we've got the POP with the multiple fiber hoods, multiple AGs, multiple blocks, and multiple MDUs, because you guys will be primarily working on MDUs. Okay. And then each one of those MDUs consists of premises and assets. Okay. So an MDU is a multi-dwelling unit. It's a complex. So it's a stand on a block that has more than one premise on it. Well, in our case, we classify it as more than 8 premises on it. That classifies as an MDU. Okay. From a building perspective. From a Salesforce perspective, anything that has more than 4 units, we classify as an MDU. Okay. So this is the data model. So now I want to show you this in Salesforce. Okay. So here's my Salesforce. When I access my Salesforce, I access it using the Azure AD SOS. SSO, sorry. My brain is glitching. So I just click there to log in, click on my user profile, continue to Salesforce. Oh, please tell me Salesforce is not down. Sorry guys, just hold on.
Well.
Check how they removed my access now.
I'm finished. I'm finished. I'm telling you. I'm done. I can't
Yes,
look
that
at
would be
them.
very funny. Let's quickly try again. Ah, there we go. No, it's just my link that expired. Okay, so it opens up like this. In Bianca's case, it opens up to a window where she can actually search a premise. Okay, so if she's unsure of a premise, she just clicks and puts in the address and she can actually go and search for it like that. But that's more shop front thing. We don't use that, but because it's a generic access that was provided, it opens up on that window. Okay, mine opens up on projects because I always work on projects. Okay, so the portion of Salesforce that I'm explaining to you guys is this portion. From the POP, fiberhood, aggregation zone, blocks, MDUs, premises. Okay. And under the premise, there's an asset. Okay. So when we refer to premises, there's our premises. Okay. When we refer to blocks, there's our blocks. Okay. Here's our MDUs. Don't worry, I'm just running through it. I'm just showing you guys where everything is. I'm going to show you guys how to read the information next, okay? Aggregation zones, that's your AGs, fiberhoods, and POPs. Okay. So let's use the POP that I used as an example there. It was Meyerton POP, right? I don't remember what the name is. Meyerton. I think that's it. Come on. Go. Sorry, guys, this thing doesn't want to work with me this morning. Why doesn't it want to open? Oh, there we go. Sorry. It's just very slow this morning. Okay. So I've got a pop. It's Meyerton pop. Okay. So this is all the pop detail you will see. Okay. Don't worry. You guys don't need to fill in anything here. The pops will always be existing. The pops get created either by myself or by Darby. Okay. So all this is saying is that we have a pop in Meyerton. It's a master pop. It's not a slave pop. So a slave pop is a pop that doesn't have direct backhaul. It gets backhaul from another pop, which is a master pop. This is a master pop, so it's not a slave pop, but that would not make a difference in your world. So I'm just going to explain to you guys what is applicable to you. Otherwise, I'm going to confuse you guys. So this is our pop layout. Okay. Remember I said we have fiberhoods linked to the POP. So if you want to see what fiberhoods are linked to the POP, you go to related. Okay. Sorry, we're just waiting for everything to load. And you can also see from the get-go how many MDU premises there are, how many SDU premises there are, and the combined totals. And what has installs and what still needs to be delivered. And when I say delivered, I mean we need to install an asset. We don't have assets yet. Sure, Salesforce is very slow. Okay, so here you can see all the different fiberhoods that's linked to this pop. Okay, so let's take, I want one with a lot of MDUs. I think Quickris has a lot of MDUs. Let's open Quickris as an example. So this is now a fiberhood. So if we go here, we are now at this level, fiberhood level. So here's our fiberhood. We can see that the RNO is pretty. The ANO is Sufayan David. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. The build status is HSC complete, meaning it's live. Operational office is Central Region, Province Gauteng, City Fall Triangle, Suburb Meyerton, POP is in Geerkerk, Meyerton, Network Origin is Secondary Cities. That's just the team that built the area. Okay. Related to this fiber hood, as I said, is AGs. So in this case, there's two AGs related to it. So I'm going to open both of them. You don't need to open them in new tabs. I'm just doing that so that you guys can see how these things work into each other, how they link to each other. Okay. So this is now our AG. It's AG1. It's a GPON area. It's how we, but you guys don't have to worry about this. All of this is calculated fields. So it goes back to the POP, so you don't need to fill in any of this information. I'm just showing you guys what an AG consists of. Okay, on Salesforce, I mean. Then digitization status, it's obviously been uploaded to FreeGIS. It's again central region, Gauteng, fault triangle. That's calculated fields. Nothing needs to be filled in. This is also calculated fields. No issues. Okay, so that's AG1, and this is AG2. Precisely the same. It's just the number of the MDUs and the SDUs linked to it is obviously different sections of this area that's linked to it. So you can see here, there's a total of 750 home passes on this AG, and on the first AG, there's a total of 588 home passes. Okay. So now if we go to the related field over here, related tab, I mean, not field, you'll see it consists of multiple blocks and multiple MDUs. Okay, so that's what I meant earlier. So you've got blocks and you've got MDUs. Okay, so if we go to a block level, you will be able to see the premises that's linked to these MDUs as well as the SDU premises. Waiting for it to open. Okay, so we can see there's block 1. Block 1 consists of 62 SDU home passes. There's no MDUs linked to it. Okay. Let's quickly check block 2. So I just want an example of an MDU one. Okay. Block 2 has MDUs linked to it. Wonderful. Okay. So the way I see that is I look over here. So I know I've got 74 premises that's located within an MDU on this specific block, and I've got 105 SDUs linked to this block. Okay. If I want to see what premises those are, I just go to related, and here's a full list. Okay. So what that means is any tab that you click on, you will be able to see what is linked to it, related to it at any point. So you just go to related and you can see, this block consists of this. This AG consists of these blocks. This fiber consists of these AGs and so forward. Okay, so it's just the relation between them. Okay. So this is also block information. Very important here is to always look at the HOC status of a block as well. Because if an MDU is HOC, meaning it's network ready, but the block is not, okay, then the MDU can't go live, meaning people can't place orders on them. So if there's a discrepancy between those two, you guys can just inform me, but I'm sure there wouldn't be. Okay, so that's how your block looks like. I just want to show you guys how what an MDU looks like. So I'm just going to open an MDU. This is what an MDU looks like. It's an MDU name, number of units, network type, network manufacturer, build contractor, MDU status. Again, this is very important. If it's not in this status, it means people can't place orders on it. Okay. If it's in a different status here, like on hold or whatever the case might be, there will be an explanation in here. If the explanation makes sense, then it's fine. But if there's no on hold status here, and there's an actual HOC date here, but the status here is not P10 MDU completed, then we've got a problem. Then it means that people can't place orders. Then you need to inform me so I can investigate why that is the case. Okay. but don't worry about this now. This is just high level for you guys at this point. Okay, so this is what an MDU looks like. And if you want to see all the premises that's inside of this MDU, see, it's a number of units, it's 9. Then we go to related. Now I want to see those 9 units. Okay, there we go. Here's the 9 units. So in some cases, you will find that it says on the MDU that there's 9 units, but when you go to the premises, there's actually 15 units linked to this MDU. That is the objective of our project, is to go and check that the number of units match the actual as-built, number 1, and number 2, that the unit configuration matches the as-built. So when I'm talking about unit configuration, it's this unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4. Okay, so some MDUs, majority of MDUs work with unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, but some MDUs work with actual street numbers and street names. So meaning this MDU, an MDU might have multiple streets in it, and each street has its own unit count, meaning let's say it's got 4 different streets. Let's say North Street, West Street, South Street, and East Street. Okay, and you have units 1 to 4 for North Street, 1 to 4 for West Street, and 1 to 4 for East Street, and so forward. Okay, if we find that on the as-built and it doesn't match what we have on Salesforce, then we need to update Salesforce so that it matches the as-built, because otherwise somebody might not be able to place an order. If you take it into a reality scenario, okay, let's say you live in a complex and you now want Vuma fiber, and Vuma is in the complex, and now you want to go place an order, and your unit number is unit 2B. But when you try to place an order, there's no unit 2B, there's only a unit 2. Okay, then it means you can't place an order because your unit is not available on our system. So that is the reality that we're currently dealing with. We've got people that can't place orders because their units are not available on our system. It's not that there isn't a premise for it, there is a premise for it, but it's labeled incorrectly. So that is our objective on the first leg of this project, is to go and correct the premise configuration. Okay. So this is what a premise looks like. Okay, and if you go into the premise, this is the detailed explanation of the premise. So these are all, the top section of this is calculated fields, so nothing will be filled in there or anything. So you've got your premise name is always equal to your location ID, your location reference. Your location reference is extremely important because any bulk updates that you're going to do in Salesforce will be done via this location reference. Okay, don't stress about it now. I will explain this to you guys in detail once we get to the next step of this project. Okay. So again, make sure of the MDU status. If it's not in a completed, of the premise status, if it's not in a completed status and network ready, it means people can't place orders. That means a further investigation is required. That would usually be done by someone like me or Tavana or Kunrad, but Kunrad does not form part of this project anymore. So if you guys do have any queries, you can come. If there's any issues like this, you can come to me with those issues and I'll get it resolved. Okay. Block status, standard installation. It's just a type of installation. So if it's like a plot with multiple units on it that they turn into an MDU, but it's an extremely long distance from where our network is on the outside to where the unit is, then it wouldn't be a standard installation. It would be a long distance installation. Okay, and there's a cost implication on that. Yeah, but all of this is already filled in on the initial plans, so it's not something that you guys need to stress over at this point. Allowed product type, again, network type, deployment type, all this information over here. Okay, all the premise hierarchy information is calculated fields. Okay, and this is the important information, is the geo details. So when you guys will be investigating the premises, you need to make sure that the address matches what we have on the as-built 100%. Okay, so the street name must match, the street number must match, the city must match, the postal code must match, district municipality must be correct. If you're unsure of it, you can always Google the suburb, and you just ask Google what is a district municipality. But the municipalities and everything that we currently have on here should be correct, so you guys don't have to worry about that. Your focus will more be on this section and this one here, the unit number. So this will be your main updates that you're going to use. And in some cases, the coordinates as well will need to be updated. Sometimes we have an MDU. Everything is perfect on the MDU, but it's located in Gauteng, but the coordinates says that it's actually in Cape Town. So, the way you fix this is you open the as-built, get the correct coordinates, correct location from the as-built, and then update Salesforce with the correct coordinates. Okay, so this is now premises. Okay, related to the premise, as I said, is the asset. It's what has been installed. Okay, this one wasn't a good example because this premise does not have an asset link to it. That's wonderful. Let me try another one. This one has one. So that status over here says that it's connected. It means that we have installed at this client, and this client is currently active. The completed installation obviously means completed. We do sometimes have conflicting information where it says that it's connected, but that completed installation is not ticked. Okay, that is a system glitch, but we are working on resolving that as well. But if you do see that, and you can confirm that it was actually installed, meaning there's an asset linked to the premise, you see, there's the asset. Okay, then you can just go and tick that because you've already confirmed it. Okay, so this is our premise. We can see that this premise has been installed and it is currently active. Okay, this is the asset that it was activated on. This is the device that was installed at this premise. We click on the asset. Then we can see the asset was installed. This is the location ref of the premise that it was installed on. This is the current status and the CPE status. And usually there is actually the service account is also here. In this case, it's not. The reason why I like to see that is because then we can see the contact information of the client. And if we have the contact information of the client, then it means we can phone that client to confirm their unit number. So let's say you've got a scenario where you've got multiple premises on the system, but it looks like it's actually the same premise, then you can actually phone those clients to confirm what premise they're actually located on. Because sometimes it's hard to figure it out based on the information that we have. So the one thing I want you guys to remember that's extremely important is if there is an asset installed on a premise, then you can't just go and update the geo information of that premise. The reason being is this is all linked to a live system, which is AEX, okay? And if you change something on Salesforce that already has an active installation, okay, then it doesn't necessarily update on AEX. So that's why we need to make 100% sure of the unit number that that asset is linked to. Okay, and AEX is a good tool for this. This reminds me, I need to arrange access for you guys to AEX as well. I'll get on to that. But don't worry about this too much. Like I said, I will give you guys full training on how to do these investigations. Okay, but this is basically the fundamentals of Salesforce. This is what you guys will be working with. It's your fundamentals. There's obviously other aspects to Salesforce as well, but I'm only showing you guys the tabs that you guys, or the data that you guys will be working with. Okay. So that is it for this training session. In the next training session, I just want to quickly open it up. I'm going to explain to you guys how to investigate. So basically how to start your project. Okay. And then how to check if the information matches Salesforce or not. And then if it doesn't match, how we go about fixing it. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to investigate, how to fix, and do your quality control from there. And then just day-to-day rules based on the workflow of Salesforce. There's certain rules in place, like for instance, if a premise is in completed install status, you won't be able to edit the geo information. Okay, so that means you're first going to have to go and untick the installation, then edit the geo information, and then go retick it again. Okay, so it's just rules like that that I'm going to explain to you guys as well. Yes, Jack.
Sorry, Lisa, at the POP info, if we discover that something is wrong with that POP, I know you said it's stuff that's already been filled, who do we contact in that case?
That would be your RNO. Sorry, I just want to make sure. Let me quickly go in. I think that is on here. Where is that? Yeah. You will contact your RNO. Sorry, let me just share my screen just so that you can see where you get that information if you are unsure. Where's my screen? Oh, there we go. Okay, so if you go into POPs, okay, let's go to that one as an example. And you will see the RNO for this specific POP is Freddie. So you can contact Freddie.
Right. Thanks.
Okay, and Freddie will filter it down. So let's say it's an issue with the operational office. Let's say this the specific POP is located in Echo, but you can see that the operational office is central. Then you inform Freddie that it's allocated to the incorrect operational office, and then Freddie will inform me. The reason I'm saying it has to go via Freddie is because it's not just me that he needs to inform. Yes, I'm going to sort out this section of it, but it has direct impact on this section and this section as well. And these two have a direct impact on who the tickets are being allocated for these areas. So it's not just a one-person fix, it's a multiple-person fix. So that's why it needs to be managed by the RNO. Okay, does that answer your question, Jack?
Yeah, just a quick question on that. I've been trying and struggling to get the latest maintenance structures both from Vumatel and Brighton. Is there a way that we can draw a report on which POPs falls under which RNOs?
Yes, there is actually. But that's a different training. Sorry, I've actually got a
100%.
meeting now.
Yeah,
But
thanks,
I
man.
will, that will form part of the full Salesforce training. Like I said, the training that I'm giving now is only for to get the actual work done. But the full training for Salesforce, that includes how to create your reports. So I haven't scheduled that training yet. But as soon as I have everybody up and running, then I can sit with you with that part of it, Jack.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thanks.
I think you and Peter and Bianca and Yanda will. I think it will make your lives easier if you know how to do reports,
You've got no
certain
idea.
queries and everything.
Yeah,
So I will
you've
give
got
you
no
full training on how to create reports and dashboards and all of that.
Thanks, Lisa. Really appreciate it.
Okay, awesome. Guys, I'll see you guys in the next training session. We will go into detail on what is the requirement for you guys to do and how to do it. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks,
cool.
thanks, everybody. Thanks,
Okay.
Lisa.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Bye.
Cheers.